Now, for more on this, we are being joined by Adam Hancock from Sydney. Adam is a journalist. Hello and welcome to this broadcast. Now, the monarchy has not been particularly popular in Australia. Do you think if a referendum is called again, that the outcome would be different this time?
Yes, well, the referendum that was held in 1999, it was pretty close. They obviously decided to stay under the leadership of the Queen. If it was to happen again, recent opinion polls seem to indicate that Australia would look to move away and become a republic. And certainly from speaking to people here in Australia, it's very clear that people have a lot of respect for the Queen. There's lots of support for her. We've seen the Sydney Opera House lit up with a picture of her in the last few days. We've obviously going to have a national day of mourning here as well. And I think people are aware of the Queen and the great job she did around the world, meeting people, leading countries through difficult times. But as they move forward now, a lot of people are questioning that relationship between Australia and the monarchy. A lot of people, they don't know that much about the new king. They don't feel that much connection to him. Australians really felt connection to the Queen. She came here 16 times. She visited large parts of the country. As of yet, they don't fully have that relationship with the new king. So I do think, and I think as well, the fact that this has even been discussed so soon after the death of the Queen indicates that there's a decent chance that things would move away if there was to be another vote. Although I must stress that the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, he, who is indeed a fan of Australia becoming a republic, he says now is not the time to be talking about this. He's called for people to respect the Queen at this time and said maybe in the future it's something that should be talked about. So I don't think this is something that is going to move quickly, but I do think that public discourse is going to very quickly focus on this topic.
Right, Adam, and it's not just Australia. Antigua and Barbuda saying that they'll hold a referendum within 3 years from the death of the Queen. What, in your opinion, is the future of the British monarchy?
Well, I think, we've seen it with Australia, we've seen it with Antigua, as you just mentioned there. I think the future of the British monarchy around the world is going to be full of question marks over the next few years. I think a lot of people look at the monarchy and see how strongly people respect and admire the Queen and how she's held the institution together, not just in the UK, but also around the world. And I think now they question that the time has finally come and the monarchy has changed and we have a king, whether or not that can continue, particularly in the modern era. A lot of countries have their own reasons to be sceptical about the monarchy, to question history related to the monarchy. And maybe a lot of them were willing to let things go whilst the Queen was in charge because they respected her. But as we move to a new king, somewhat of an unknown, many question marks about the monarchy, I think over the next few years, this is going to be a subject that comes up all around the world. We're still seeing support at the moment, but what we're seeing is support for the Queen. We don't know what level of support there's going to be for the king. We, of course, had the visit earlier this year where the new Prince and Princess of Wales went to Jamaica and received somewhat of a frosty reception in certain quarters. So I think the question mark now really is, can people show the new king that same level of respect around the world? And are they prepared to still have a British ruler as their head of state in all of these different countries where that is currently the situation?
Right. Adam, thank you very much for bringing us all the latest.